Hi, I'm Mike, and in this short video series, I'll be talking about behind the scenes of The Vanishing of Vivienne Cameron, the latest podcast from Casefile Presents, which I co-produced. The Vanishing of Vivienne Cameron is the latest podcast from Casefile Presents. Vikki Petraitis co-wrote the book The Phillip Island Murder with journalist Paul Daley. The story that captivated Vikki from the first time she heard of it has had a similar effect on the people worldwide. Long after the book went out of print, people would stumble upon it in the second-hand stores and then contact Vikki. The interest has never really died down. The Phillip Island Murder was featured on an episode Sensing Murder in 2005 and then became Case 80 Beth Barnard on Casefile in 2018. Casefile Presents asked Vikki to explore the case in a long-form series. The podcast is available now exclusively on Spotify, so check it out. Links in the description below. Hi, I'm Mike, producer of Casefile True Crime Podcast and Casefile Presents shows. On this YouTube channel, I'm releasing videos on podcasting, audio production, and what it's like to be a podcast producer. So if you enjoy the content, hit subscribe and notification buttons. When discussing ideas for Casefile Presents shows, we knew that Vikki Petraitis would be a perfect person to work with. Vikki Petraitis is an Australian true crime writer who's been writing books in a genre for nearly 30 years. We've used her books on researching Casefile episodes in the past. We've interviewed her on Casefile. Also, she featured in one of our side shows from the files, as well as on our Patreon page. When we first approached Vikki, she was very keen on doing a podcast with us. But the question was, what case? The killing of Beth Barnard and the missing of Vivienne Cameron became Casefile episode on April 8th, 2018 as Case 80, and it quickly became one of our most popular podcasts. It became clear that a deep dive into the case would be perfect for our first collaboration with Vikki. Not only she interviewed people involved in the story 30 years ago, she also wrote and published a book in 1993 called The Phillip Island Murder with journalist Paul Daley. And of course, she had plenty of information that didn't make into the book or Casefile episode. Not only that, she could visit the place after all these years and then speak to the people that she didn't spoke before. She could also re-interview the people and investigators that she spoke to the first time around. On top of that, she had original recordings from the interviews she's done all these years ago. They were on old-fashioned cassettes, so that could have been a problem, but we were very excited about the idea. Vikki was on board and she got to work. Given that Vikki Petraitis is a true crime writer, we weren't worried about the process. Casefile host helped to turn her scripts into podcasts because writing for books and writing for podcasts is a different game though. We've decided that the podcast will be a scripted show with Vikki being the main host. And the episodes would include the intro by our Casefile host, and then Vikki would narrate the episodes that would include plenty of clips from interviews that she's done. It would be 10 episodes that would range from 40 minutes to about an hour in length. Once the scripts were ready, which surprisingly took a very short amount of time, Casefile host made his notes and we were ready to record. We were very lucky that Vikki's family member had access to a recording studio, so the process was easy and smooth. All the recordings were happening in Australia though, so I wasn't present during the recording sessions. However, from our past experiences interviewing and recording Vikki, we weren't worried because we knew that she'd be perfect. So we left them to do their own thing, and my role in the process was purely post-production, which is of course my specialty, so I wasn't complaining about that at all. When the recordings were done, I started receiving the files. In the next video, I'll talk about editing The Vanishing of Vivienne Cameron. Don't forget to check out the podcast, which is available exclusively on Spotify. Share, subscribe, and leave your review. But that's it for today. I'm Mike from Mike Migas Production. If you enjoy this content, check out the rest of my channel as well as my website, mikemigas.com. But that's it. Share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.